All right, so we're back for another deep dive.
Yes, we are.
And this time, we're really getting into the thick of it with Coded Hearts.
Oh, absolutely. Buckle up.
Yeah, Chapter 8. I mean, things get really, really intense for Alex and Marcus. It's, we left off with their, rivalry kind of blossoming into something more. And then, bam, this leak hits, and it just throws everything into chaos.
Total chaos. Yeah, it's a textbook crisis scenario, right?
Totally.
This is the kind of thing that, CEOs and business leaders, they lose sleep over this kind of stuff.
For sure. I mean, one minute things are going great, you're, on top of the world, and then the next minute you're dealing with a PR nightmare. The market's going crazy, everyone's panicking, investors are freaking out.
Yeah. And it's not just any crisis, it hits them right where it hurts,
Right.
at the core of what they're trying to build.
Exactly. Their reputations, their relationships with investors, like everything is on the line.
It's all at stake. And what's really interesting to me is how this external threat, this leak, it instantly changes things inside their companies, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Suddenly everyone's suspicious.
Right.
Nobody knows who to trust. Communication breaks down,
Oh, totally.
Even the strongest teams can start to fall apart under that kind of pressure.
It's true. I mean, think about it. If you can't even trust the information that's coming at you,
Right.
how can you make good decisions?
Exactly. How can you even do your job?
How can you function?
Yeah, it's like this domino effect, right?
Yeah, it is.
One crack in the foundation and the whole structure starts to crumble.
And in the middle of all this,
Oh, yeah.
Alex and Marcus, they have their own secret to worry about.
Right.
Remember, they're dating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are.
So how do you even begin to deal with that when
Right.
everything around you is imploding?
Well, I think it forces them to confront a level of trust and vulnerability that they probably weren't ready for.
Yeah.
It's easy to be open and communicate when things are good.
Sure.
But when you hit a crisis, that's when you really see what people are made of.
Right. Are you going to clam up? Are you going to start pointing fingers? Or are you going to really lean into transparency and collaboration?
It's a real test.
And this is where things get super interesting because Alex and Marcus, they make this really bold decision.
Thank you.
They decide to hold a joint press conference together.
Together? Bold move.
I mean, talk about a power move. What do you think was going through their minds when they decided to face the music like that?
Well, in a crisis, visibility is key.
Yeah.
By going public together, they're taking control of the narrative.
Right.
They're showing that they're united, and they're being transparent. It's risky, for sure.
Oh, super risky.
High risk, high reward. They could have easily just blamed each other.
Totally throwing each other under the bus.
Absolutely. But instead, they choose to stand together.
Which to me says a lot about the trust that's starting to build between them. Despite, this huge rivalry they have, it's a major turning point in their relationship.
Absolutely.
But it also makes you think about the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are the things you really need to consider when you're making big decisions in a crisis?
Well, it all comes down to assessing the situation, right? Understanding your options and then choosing the path that does the least damage.
Okay.
And hopefully gives you the best outcome.
Minimize damage, maximize opportunity.
Exactly. It's not always about finding the perfect solution because sometimes there isn't one,
Right.
It's about finding the best solution for that particular moment.
Right.
And sometimes, like we see with Alex and Marcus, the best move is the boldest move.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think there are some really important takeaways here.
For sure.
First, unexpected events, they happen.
They do.
They can shake up your business, your personal life, everything.
Everything.
And when they do trust and communication, those become absolutely essential.
Absolutely. The foundation.
And the decisions you make in those moments, they can literally make or break you.
They can. And I think it's also important to remember that external threats, they can have these ripple effects,
Oh, yeah.
They can impact your team, your company, your relationships in ways that you might not even expect.
Totally. So here's a question for everyone listening to think about.
Okay.
When you're faced with a crisis in your own life, are you the kind of person who circles the wagons? Or do you strike out on your own?
Interesting.
How do you handle the pressure?
Yeah.
And if you want to see how Alex and Marcus ultimately deal with all of this, you can find out in Coded Hearts. It's available now on Amazon.
Go check it out.
We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.